Hello, everyone. Very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the CIB session of 2025. जितने भी okay. So, guys, this session is basically for BRBL. As we know that in BRBL there are total four modules, right? If we see, there are four modules in BRBL. As we know that in CIB, you people have a four compulsory subject plus one elective. So if I talk about the weightage of BRBL module, so this is very much important to understand that which module we have to focus very much. Okay, C class. In four module, that is module A, module B, C and D. As we know that BRBL subject is nothing but we have to study the acts. Act means law book. We have to interpret the law subjects, law concept, and then we have to give the answer. So guys, in module A, there are total two acts. Okay. In module B, there are total four acts. In module C, there are total 10 acts, and in module D, there are total 9 acts. So overall, we have to study total 25 acts in BRBL subject. And now if we talk about the weightage, so weightage means which module we have to take care, we have to revise thoroughly, okay? So let's start with module A, okay? Let's start with module A. So as we know that in module A, right, there are total two acts that we have to study, right? The first act that you have to study is your Banking Regulation Act, right? 1949. Okay, this is your first act. Now, the second act is your Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Now, some people always say that, ma'am, the module A only two acts, so it is compulsory to study these two acts. So I always used to say that do not ignore a small module also, because this is your competition exam. We cannot believe on the examiner. It may possible that in this session they have given the questions from more in C and D. It's okay. But you have to focus on all the module. Because C class, if we talk about the module A now, which contain two acts, banking regulation, that is the backbone of your banking system. What is this? This is the backbone of banking system. Backbone means that is very compulsory. Whether it is private bank, corporate cooperative bank, RRB bank, public sector bank, nationalized bank, every bank have to follow this act, that is Banking Regulation Act. So we have to understand, suppose from opening of the bank to the winding up, the audit system, license, winding up, everything is given in the Banking Regulation Act. So that's why, suppose, as we know that the exam always conducted by IBF, suppose if a person who is examiner, he is very well versed with these acts, so but obvious, he can make the questions, I think 20 to 30 questions from module A. 20 to 30 questions. So that's why do not ignore module A. These are two acts, but still these are important. The second is your Reserve Bank of India Act, that is the regulator of all the bank. So we cannot ignore Reserve Bank of India because Reserve Bank of India is the central bank. So that's why this is important one. Is that okay? So that's why, guys, as we know that in module A, 10% I can say we can give the weightage to module A. So 10% means 10 to 15 question. It's a damn sure that will ask in your exam. 10 to 15 questions. So that's why this module A is important. Total weightage I will give, that is 10%. Is it okay? So this is all about your module A. Now class, the next one is module, that is B. So in module B, basically we have a 4 acts, okay, plus 2 concept-based class, conceptual class. Okay, 2 concept class is there in module B. So if I just count in 4 acts, the first is your FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act. Second is Negotiable Instrument. The third is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And the fourth one is Payment Settlement System Act. And if we talk about the conceptual class, so we have to understand the mortgage, what is pledge, what is hypothecation, what is banker's lien, what is set off, okay, what is lien, etc. And we have to study about the charge. So this is all about your module B. So again, class, I will give you the weightage of 20% question can be asked from module B. 20%. So 20% means 15 to 20 question. 15 to 20 question that will ask from module B. So that's why this is important for the examination point of view also. Out of these 4 act, if I talk about, so out of these 4 act, guys, the Negotiable Instrument Act and the FEMA Act is very important because consistently the question asked from module B in these acts. So that's why this is important one. Is that okay? So module B 20%, module A, that is 10%. Now class, if we talk about the module C, okay, that is module C. First of all, I would like to give the weightage of module C, that is 40%. 40% I would like to give weightage to module C. 40%. That is important. Why 40%? Because module C, it's contain total, I can say, that is total 10 acts. Okay, total 10 act. See, first of all, the act name, that is Surfacy Act. That is important. Okay, Surfacy Act. The second one is DRT Act. These act are in the favor of the bank. Okay, these act are in the favor of the bank. Then we have a Consumer Protection Act, we have a Ombudsman, right? Then we have a Lok Adalat. Okay, so these 3 act are in the favor of customer. Suppose if a customer is not satisfied with the services which is given by the bank, so they can complain in the Consumer Forum, Ombudsman, and this one. Okay, now next one is your MSME Act, that is a small act. Then Bankers Books Evidence Act, okay. Then we have a tax law. Then we have a Limitation Act, okay. And then we have a, that is 10th one is IBC. That's it. So out of these 10 act class, why I have given the more percentage to this one, because Surfacy is very much important, DRT is important, Consumer Forum, Ombudsman, and Lokada. These 5 are the most important act because that's stock in the favor of the bank and in the favor of the customer. So that's why this is important one. Okay. The rest of all act, if we talk about MSME tax law limitations, so Limitation Act is important and IBC is important. See class, the question will ask from each act. So do not think that we can ignore these acts. No, you cannot ignore these acts. So these acts are very much important. Okay. So in module C, I would like to give weightage of 40% from module C. Okay. Done class. Now, if we talk about the module D, okay, so module D basically contain total 9 acts, okay, and the percentage that I will give you is 30%. The question will ask from module D, 30%, okay. So if we talk about the act that is in this one, contract Contract Act, then Indian Partnership Act, then we have a SOGA Act, Then we have a Company Act 2013. Okay. The fifth one is LLP Act